All right, now let's talk about appoggio. We're going to talk about the lean. Appoggiare means to lean. So we don't push, we don't do anything at all except lean like this, like I'm leaning on the chair. I take the breath behind me, which we have discussed, and we go like this. And let's quote Louisa Tetrazzini. She said, the first drop of air goes down into the lower rear quadrant of the lungs. Then you lean the breath on the sternum as if you were leaning a ladder against a wall. Now, what she did not discuss is how heavy is a ladder. Do I use a bamboo ladder, a paper ladder, a rope ladder? How about an iron ladder, even a lead ladder? How heavy a ladder do I use? Right? I'm going to go, huh, and I've leaned this breath, just like leaning myself here against this chair, right? I've got walls around, I could go lean on walls. The point is, I'm going to lean and sing. So I'm going to breathe. Now, do I just sing out of the blue without any idea of what weight ladder I should be using? So I decided I would do it with books. Here's one book. Oh, The Force of Destiny. That's a good book. All right. So let's say my lean is this heavy. So I go, ah. If I don't change the shape of my mouth, and I keep my breath here, and I don't change my mission, I do like a down bow, I go, ah, ah. So I can sing, what can I sing with that much voice? See? How about, ora sei tutta mia. The question is, how heavy should the lean be? If I have 3 books, what about 3 books? These are actually scores. See? Oh, così fan tutte, Turandot. Okay, now look, oh my gosh, it's getting heavy. Now, what if I lean like this? Ah, now what am I going to do? So, if I do, let's see. Well, how would this be? See? What do I do? Am I doing it enough? Do I need to do more? If I'm going to sing that music, what do I do? Can I do that for 4 hours? Mario Domenico sang Otello 467 times with a heavy lean and never had a vocal problem. What am I doing? See? Look at that. Is that enough voice for Otello? And if it is, can I do it for 4 hours? And does my instrument respond to this heavy a lean or not? See? So who's going to decide? Well, usually the health of your vocal cords will decide. You hope you have good teachers and good people and say, wait a minute, what are you doing screaming and yelling here? Don't yell. Now what about this many? Now what do I do? Oh my God, right? Now I'm going to hold this book. I'm going to use this lean. Ein Schwert verhieß mir der Vater, ich fänd es in höchster Not. What am I doing? Nothing, except leaning. But my lean has weight. See? It really is how heavy do I lean. Now, what if I lean like this? How heavy is this one? It's a Kleenex tissue. Ah, how do I lean? Quando bella, quando è cara. What do you think? Do I need to lean heavier? Because what is it that I'm trying to do? Am I trying to make music with the same voice and sing all this different kind of music? Or is my voice limited? What limits my voice? Why does someone like Helge Rosfanger, Enrico Caruso, Gili, Laudi Volpi, why do they all start as lyric tenors? Of course, I'm a tenor, so I'm more aware of the tenors. But their voices all developed into these canons. And to hear people talk about Caruso, I'd go up and sing some high note that was taking the roof off and thrilling and just incredible, blistering the walls with resonance and power. And then halfway through the note, he'd crescendo. And make it, what was it? What was that? See? So do I increase the lean while I'm singing? See? What about this? Bimba dagli occhi miei di Maria, ora sei tutta mia. Now, what can I sing that way? What if I sing Otello that way? See? What about something like that? Ora per sempre addio, santa memorie. Does that sound like Otello? Who knows? So I pick up something, I find something, and I get a concept of weight. Ora per sempre addio, santa memorie. The only difference is the weight of the lean, right? The problem with these leans is you can't use them unless you develop something to lean with. I got to have a ladder, which means I've got to get this part of the ladder down all the way. If I have a short, light little ladder, I'm limited to that repertoire, which is fine if you sing beautifully with it, like Tito Schipa did. That's fine. But if you want to develop your voice over a lifetime, you got to keep sucking air down your fanny or up your fanny. You do whatever's necessary to get those weather balloons filled up down there, and you go like that. You got drums inside. You want your drums to fill up and resonate. The bigger the drum, the bigger the sound, and the bigger the balloon, the bigger the supply of air. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to breathe down and go. But I'm never forcing it. I'm letting go when I sing. I do this. Now I did my work. See? That's my work. Now what do I do? See? Just pitch so I know. See, I don't have perfect pitch. So I breathe. Now I'm going to lean like, let's see, what's a good, I don't know. Let's see, how about my half a cup of coffee? I'm going to lean here. How much is that? Is that enough? See? Can I lean that way? How much do I need? Uh-oh, my stomach got heavier. How about this, one of the TV controllers? Look at this. So I'm going to lean it. La, la, la. Is that enough? First of all, who do I ask? Who can I trust? Who can really tell me the best thing? And that's why all the singers, all the young singers, well, every singer, should only work or coach with people that have lots of experience. I coached with Victor Trucco in New York. He was about 72, and I was like 22. And he had started at La Scala, accompanying the ballet in La Scala when he was 8 years old, and spent his entire lifetime at La Scala as a coach, and progressed through all the ranks until he became the head coach at La Scala. Then he came to New York and was the head coach at the Met of the Italian and French wing. He was also De Sabata's assistant and prepared the orchestra for De Sabata. So he heard everybody. He was there all the time, heard everybody. And to work with people like that, they may say, they'll say something. I remember working with Campo Galliani, and I was covering a tone. I went, oh, no, I said, no, mai passare la voce. Never pass the voice. Never cover, he said, right? So I said, well, what do you want? You want, don't open and don't cover. He's one of the people that taught me that you got to keep everything the same. And then, of course, I read in the Caruso book, and then I began to sort of think, wait a minute, why am I changing something? What if I don't change? Eins, zwei, drei, eins, zwei, drei, eins, zwei, drei. Why would I change anything? So, what is it? Oh, let me get this right. Third act of Bohème. In van, what is it? Nascosto. So I'm going to say that. In van nascosto. How would I say it if I were an actor? In van nascosto. Would I scream and yell? How much weight would my ladder then be? In van. Now, it's so nice to see you. Why don't I just use that nice conversational level, and then I can cry a little bit. When you activate, you have to be very, very careful. Most of the singers, most tenors tend to crack, so we worry a lot about cracking, and men tend to crack, but women crack too. They have a different result than we do. We have something so embarrassing, right? What is that? Technically, I'm releasing the lean of the ladder. I'm letting it fall back. I'm not maintaining consistency. If I were down bowing on the violin, it means I'm doing this. I'm stopping the bow instead of just continuing, see? So this is the sort of thing you have to worry about. We don't want to have to use the lean and the weight of the ladder to keep it from cracking. We don't want to use that, because then you can't make music and you can't make colors, and I can't be happy, sad, or angry. I'm just stuck just hanging on, and some singers do that. Some singers push and press. How much? If I do that, what am I doing? Can I sing that way? Well, sure I can. Absolutely. A lot of singers sing that way, you know. Why though? You don't need that, but do you need that much weight of your ladder lean to maintain the attachment? Can I maintain the attachment? See the kids, you ever had children when they start taking their violin lessons? They go, what are they doing? Except they don't have any idea of the weight of the bow they should use and maintain. That's what we have to learn. We have to learn to go, ah. Now, if I have a cello, what do? I'd use the same weight. Viola. What do I do in terms of weight of lean? I want you to take a breath behind you. Then I want you to lean the ladder. Now that's what Tetrasini said, and Caruso and Toscanini thought she was the greatest soprano voice ever, and they both knew Rosa Poncelle, and Toscanini, of course, knew Flachstadt and heard her voice, and these were fabulous voices, but they still thought Tetrasini had the best voice. Now, Tetrasini lost her voice. Her husband invested all her money, lost all her money. She was destitute. As a matter of fact, Caruso supported her because she didn't have a penny, and she went into such a rage and got so crazy. This is the story. This is what I used to hear backstage, you know, that she literally lost her ability to sing. Now, when she wanted to get it back, there's a film. If you watch the early films of her, she's still completely still here, and she's just singing perfectly. See, nothing moves. But when you watch the film of her listening to the Caruso recording and singing along with it, you watch her heaving like this. She's heaving her chest. Right? And of course the voice is still there, still got a great voice, but she's lost completely any kind of continuity of note to note, and she's way, way overloading. She's trying to push the ladder against the wall to secure it. If I bounce a basketball, it bounces back up. It's called dribbling. So I have to put the basketball down like this, gently, if I don't want it to bounce. So I go, so I get used to leaning the ladder very gently like this. Now what can I sing that way? Well, anything. The question is, will they hear me, or will I be able to make the effects of the necessary acting and declamation and all that, see? So I go like this. Then if that's my natural voice, I'm going to take a breath. Ah. Now, how much voice is that and what repertoire shall I sing? In other words, how much lean do I need? So we got two kinds of need. We got the one that the music asks for. We've got the one that I said two, more than that. I've got the one that I'm strong enough for. I've got the instrument that is limited, and I can't really make the smashing, huge, dramatic tenor effects. I'm not Delmonico or Lawrence Melchior or somebody. I'm just a middleweight tenor. And so if I over lean and try to get a heavier ladder, then I end up in all kinds of vocal trouble. I can pop arteries in my throat and bleed in my throat, all kinds of things if I overload constantly. Then, in the big operas, I sang Meistersinger for Nuremberg. It's 5.5 hours, and Queen of Spades of Tchaikovsky. It's a monster. It's like singing Tosca 6 times. It's about 4 hours long, but he never stops singing all night. He's like this all night. Then the last scene, you have to sing Mezzo Voce. Same thing with Don Carlo. Don Carlo's the same problem. Verdi, you're singing like this all night long, and then the last scene, you have to do Mezzo Voce. All in passaggio, see? So, how do I do this? You know, I mean, look at Ballo and Mascara, how dramatic it is in spots. And then he's also got ta-da, 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 la-da, 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 la-da. How heavy a ladder do I use? La-da, 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 la-da. How much do I need for that music? But unfortunately, if I do Tannhäuser, I used to get offered Tristan and Tannhäuser and both Siegfrieds. And Tristan is older. I mean, can you imagine that you have to get up and sing that stuff? Well, if I could have stayed healthy, I had a condition called lymphangiectasia that really kept me from really being able to be consistent. I couldn't be consistent. I was always sick. Always discharged from the military, foreign medical discharge, so I was always sick down there. So the point is that when you do that stuff, if you can be consistent and sing all the time, really, you can develop strength. And as the strength develops, you can use a heavier lean. But where are you, and I'm talking to you, particularly right now, you individually, how strong are you right now? Are you like that 15-year-old that goes, ah, and that's all he's got? How much do I expect from this kid? See? So if you have the voice for one thing, but you haven't got the breathing and support system to match the voice you have, then you're always singing with a piece of your voice, not all your voice. So how much should I use? And this is one of the great questions. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to lean. And that's easy. Now, I should be able to sing all kinds of music that way if I have a voice. If I have a very light voice, what do? If I do, let's see, it's a good one. Rossini's L'Italiana Gera, I go. Largo il Perù, bella, Now, is that too much instrument? Have I got too much natural voice to be singing those Rossini coloratura pieces? I don't know. Caruso sang Barber Seville and Ladies in Amore all the time. The last week he sang at the Metropolitan Opera when he was, 48 years old. He sang Ladies in Amore. You think of all those great tenors. I heard Richard Tucker sing Così fan tutte at the Met, and he had a great, big, splendid voice, and he's still the best Così I've ever heard. It was fabulously beautiful, the way he sang. Now, how do I do it? How do I do it? You got, here's another, that's a good example. Yeah. Una amorosa, una geristoro. How must I sing that music? Now, I'll be 81 in a couple of weeks. I've mentioned that a few times to people. And March 15th, I'll be 81. So, and it's 2000, what year is it? 2019. So the idea is my instrument heavier, or am I just old and my muscles are weak? Well, maybe, maybe both are true. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I obviously love to sing, and I sing every day. I don't have vocal problems or anything. And I can just go, oh, 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 oh. How much is that? Breathe. La, la, la. What if I sing like that? How do I do it? So if I'm singing bigger music, shall I use a heavier lean? Or shall I use the lean that is comfortable and say, I'm sorry guys, if my voice isn't big enough for you, go get somebody else. And say, oh no, there's not anybody else. I got offered Otello in Wiesbaden, which was a state theater. That's the Nassau State Theater. It's a big, very important theater. And I got offered, especially for Wagner and Otello and, sort of big operas. And I was offered Otello there when I was 26. And I accepted it like an idiot. And then I hurt myself during the summer. I was supposed to open the season in the fall with that, and I hurt myself stupidly playing touch football. I thought it could be touch football. Somebody ran into me and separated my ribs, and I had to cancel. And I ended up singing Cassio, which is the lyric tenor part, and I got rave reviews. So this beautiful lyric tenor voice. And so from then on, and the reason was I was strapped into a corset like this, and I couldn't sing any louder. I was going like this. That's all the voice I had. So I sang out on, I sang Bohème and Rigoletto. I sang a bunch of them like that. Questa quella mi perdono a quando tra i giorni non mi vedo le mie cuore in bergeno meglio l'una che l'altra metà. And I couldn't get any more voice out than that. Well, guess what? That's probably my voice anyway. I'm not sure we should allow always for the fact that a tree might fall on us or a truck might hit us or what. But the truth is, when you accept one of those roles, if you get sick and you can't do this thing, you can't. If you try to take a breath, and you get a huge pain, and if you try to go, oh my God, you get such a stomach ache. And the vocals are sitting up there, and the vocals are healthy, and they're waiting to be used, and the stomach is going. So. Everybody has to deal with it their own way, and I would say, if you can locate your tailbone, breathe there, and then lean the ladder. But what weight do I use? Shall I use the tissue paper, or shall I use 6 books, scores? See, what shall I really use? I mean, I have all these. What about this? How heavy is this? Okay. Is that enough? See? So you hope you can get with good professional people who have been singing for 40 or 50 years, big operas over big orchestras, night after night after night. And they know that all of this and all this phony artificial stuff is a killer. It's a killer. It kills voice. Look at some of the young singers, all these fantastic young voices, and all the voices are going to pot. Why would I do that? Do you know any language that's spoken that way? Hello, how are you there? Why would I sing like that? Think about it. What kind of resonance is that if I do that? See? What about now, if I wanted to have color, I breathe more. Probably too low, that's too easy. By the way, my throat's completely free. I can look up and sing to the ceiling. I can sing on my shoulder. I can sing in anything, and stage directors love it when you can do that. Everybody else is up here going, and stage directors just hate it, So you can become a teacher's pet real fast. So there is a director's pet. If you're accurate with the music, you become the conductor's pet. But if you're free physically to do all kinds of stuff, then the directors love it. I mean, you can put me in any position. I stand on my head and sing, literally, because I don't use this. I use this. That's all. And there are a lot of different ways to use this. Maybe I'll make a video about all the possible ways, but I do talk about them sometimes. I did a video called Inhaling the Voice, right? Ah, how do you sing? Ah, see? How do you do that? And if I do that, my voice does this cover, pass, turn thing, but I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. I'm like this. I'm not doing anything. So after a while, you get so if you will practice the lean with different books and pamphlets and pieces of paper and a tissue paper and a pencil and who knows, something. What about this chair? Oh, well, forget that. I don't think I'll rupture a vocal cord. But the idea is that you practice. Once you develop the concept of the breath down in the lower back, first drop of air goes down there, then you lean like you're leaning a ladder against the wall, and you lean against your sternum. Now, the question is, how heavy is the lean? Okay? I hope that's interesting and clear. Okay? Bye.